Hello everyone and welcome to yet another deck profile, and today we're gonna be looking at Gholdengo EX. So for our Pokemon we have 3 minor errand running Gimmighouls. We also have 1 continuous coin toss Gimmighoul. All of those Gimmighouls can evolve into our 4 Gholdengo EXs, which are our main attackers and our main draw engine in this deck. We also have 2 Scyther, which evolve into 2 Scizor, which are 1 prizers that can hit for really high numbers with the punishing Scizor's attack. We also have 1 Pheasantipiti EX as our draw engine, and we have 1 Badoo to slow down the game, and we also have 1 Munkidori to move the damage from us to our opponent. So for our supporters, we have 3 Arven, which get us an item and a tool from our deck. We have 2 Cypher Maniacs Code Breaking, which allow us to set 2 cards on top of our deck, which we can draw into with our Gholdengos. We have 2 Boss's Orders, 1 Iono for hand disruption and to reset our hand as well. 1 Professor Turos Scenario to pick up the damaged Gholdengos into our hand, and 1 Mortis Conviction as our draw engine as well. So for our items, we have 4 Buddy Buddy Puffin to get the Gimmighouls and the Scizors from our deck into our bench. We have 4 Superior Energy Retrieval to get the energies from our discard after the attack. We have 3 Ultra Ball to search for the evolution Pokemon. We also have 3 Nest Ball to search for the basics. We have 2 Night Stretcher to get either the energy or Pokemon from our discard. 1 Earthen Vessel that helps us find some of the energies from our deck. 1 Pokegear, which helps us find a supporter. 1 Energy Retrieval, which allows us once again to get the energies from the discard, and as the ace pack of choice, the Energy Search Pro, which allows us to find a lot of energies. So for our tool cards, we have 1 Lucky Helmet, which actually works as our draw engine. We have 1 Rescue Board, which reduces the retreat cost of our Pokemon. And we have 1 Rigid Band, which reduces the damage that opponent's Pokemon do to our active. We also have for our stadium the Levincia, which allows us to get 2 lightning energies from the discard pile into our hand. And for our energies, we have 3 basic steel energies, which we need for attacking. We have 2 basic lightning energies, because we can pick them up with Levincia. And then we have 1 of each for all of the others. So why are we talking about Gholdengo today? Well, this weekend I've been to locals and I've played a cup there, and I've seen so many different builds of Gholdengo that I've decided to take it into consideration and make a deck profile about it. And I was playing Terrabox, which is one of the most common decks in the meta at the moment, and I've played against a lot of Gholdengos. Some of them were the Dunsparce build, and some of them were the Scizor builds. So after that, I went home, I checked out the Limitless to check out for some inspiration for the Scizor builds. I found one, turned it around a bit, and yeah, that's the build that we got right here. And I think it's really cool. From my testing, it's really fun, especially with the Scizor, which is a really heavy hitter. And now talking a little bit about the matchups and the matches. So going in blind, you kind of want to be going first with this build, which is unusual for Gholdengo, since most of the decks include the Amiibo, which I did not put in, because I don't think it's as necessary to have it. And you want to be going first, so the next round you can get the attacks going with the big boys, with the Gholdengos. And talking a little bit about the matchups, some of them, well, the vast majority of them the main protagonists of this meta at the moment, are actually kind of favored for Gholdengo. So Terrabox, especially for the scissor build, is kind of favored for Gholdengo, and Dragapult is also not the worst matchup. Vast majority of the decks are actually kind of good for Gholdengo. However, there are some decks which are also kind of dominant in this meta that are a very tough nut to crack, and one of the toughest ones has to be the Poison Archelodon, which is because, well, they can knock out us before we even start to play with the Patcherant plus Poison, which is enough to knock out our poor lonely Gimmighoul in the active. And another one, which is very, very tough, is the Raging Bolt. However, I think with the new builds of Raging Bolt gravitating most towards the Noctowl builds, they get a lot of ability Pokemon in play, which is really cool because we can one-hit knockout basically anything with scissors from there on out. If they have like five ability Pokemon, that is 260 damage, which is enough to knock out basically anything if they don't have Bravery Charms. The only thing that is out of reach is the Bravery Charm on the Raging Bolt. But still a very tough nut to crack because they get the attacks going very easily and they hit for really high numbers and they can knock out our Gholdengos with ease. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, you guys, and catch you next time.